Hi, my name's Allison, and one time I was mistreated in jail. Um, and I want to talk about it on here because I have family members on here, and I have people from school on here. I don't really know who's gonna watch this, and um, some of you don't even know that this happened. Maybe you do, and I don't know that, but I really don't care. But what I want people to know is how badly I was mistreated in the Clearwater County Jail facility. Um, it's a very hard thing for me to talk about, but I'm trying to get better at it. I don't need to. I'm not owing that to anyone because it's traumatizing. It's triggering. I have PTSD from it. It's very, very, very messed up, and I'm trying to be PG-13 here. Like I want to say bad words, but we'll see if I can resist that. So if anyone wants to continue watching, I'll try not to make it too long, but the sun is so bright, by the way. I should have like sunglasses. Um, let's begin. So February 15th, 2022 was the night that I went to jail. Before that, the day before, February 14th, I took my nursing boards, my NCLEX, my RN NCLEX boards. I went to treatment on April 5th, 2022. So I was in jail from the 15th of February to at least the morning of the 5th of April, because that's when I was admitted to my treatment facility. I'm very grateful for. I was diagnosed by the DSM-5 and the doctor there with bipolar 1 disorder. Very shocking to me, but I'm like, makes sense. I had my first manic episode. I was in a severe psychosis. I don't know, they described it as it was my first manic episode, and I was facing not only one, not only two, but a trio of felony charges. Bagley woman faces trio of felony charges. You can find it on iNews. I haven't watched it yet. I really don't care to. It just really pisses me off. But so I was in a toxic relationship. I'm just gonna be honest, I really hated myself at that point in my life. I like had no self-love, and I was it was really sad. I was starving myself before I went to jail, and then when I was in jail, I was starved. What? That's yeah. So toxic relationship, I make decisions, I lose friends. I'm still not diagnosed with this disorder yet. Like, I don't know what's going on in my head. I don't know what's, like, I was talking a mile a minute. I had no filter. I couldn't stop saying things 3 times in a row. Like, I had no idea what was wrong with me. I felt so crazy. And I got in my head when I stayed at this hotel, all because it was very creepy to me. I thought that's something very, very bad. It's my worst fear that can happen to me. I don't want that to ever happen to me, and that was my worst fear, and that's what I was so afraid of, and everyone knows what I'm talking about if you watched my Instagram live that day, or if you texted me that day and I responded with whatever I responded. So I was obsessed with saving people from that, saving my family from that, saving myself from that. I was so afraid that a video of me was taken, put on a site, and then I put myself and my family in danger by staying at this hotel that I paid for to getaway from my ex at the apartment that I paid for. Yes, I got half of it sometimes. But does he still owe me money to this day? Yes. Am I gonna see it? No. Anyways, okay, we're at 5 minutes. If you're still watching, thanks. So I was focused on saving my family that day on February 15th. I was in a manic psychosis episode, whatever you want to call it. I was not myself. I hadn't been myself for probably a long time. I really don't know how long I haven't been myself. I was also diagnosed with ADHD recently. That's news. Fun fact. I really don't care anymore. Know all my medical diagnoses. I really don't care. I don't. So, let's see. I forget how the day started that day. I was in Bemidji. There is some point before that where yeah, I stayed at the hotel and I put my family in danger, and I had a mental breakdown in there, and I destroyed the hotel room, kind of. And I called the police. I had people on the phone. I was so in such a fucking thing. But my brain was not okay. I was not well. But I was so, I wish, no, I don't wish anyone could feel the fear that I felt, because it was so real. I thought, like, my worst fear and nightmare was coming true. Imagine your worst nightmare coming true, like, your worst fear. I don't know, that's kind of scary, don't you think? Sorry, I haven't even gotten to the mistreatment of jail yet, but I'm explaining, I guess, a little bit of what happened before. People who are on my TikTok have already seen me post about 2 hours worth of videos of me going into depth about what happened, and whoever watched any of it, which there are people that actually watched and sat through it, all of it, not many, but thank you. That was very hard for me to make, because that was me reliving it basically for the first time, like, with you. And I'm getting more and more comfortable, because I'm not that comfortable right now, but I have to keep making these videos, so I'm like, whatever. I'm done explaining myself. I forget what happens that day, but it's February 15th. I am set on saving my siblings at this point. Beforehand, I trashed the house, my mom's house, broke windows, did other things, and then I said on social media, I set the house on fire. I honestly don't remember specifically saying that, but I think I left the stove on. I'm sorry, that's so messed up, I know, but there was nobody in the house because I barricaded myself in there. I locked everybody out, and the cops were outside, and I was so afraid. I was throwing glass bottles out the window, and guess what? I threw my mom. I didn't throw my mom. I threw a beer bottle at her head. So, yeah, any questions for me? Any questions for my mom? You can either come to me or you can go to my mother. Don't go to my grandparents and bombard them with questions. Don't be calling their phone asking. It is none of your goddamn business. At this point, everyone had left. I had barricaded myself up. I had suited myself up to basically be like ready for war. I got like a knife and everything, and I was like ready. I was ready, man. I get in the van, so terrified. I get into town. I go to the school. I don't go in it. I'm honking a lot. And I'm like, where are the kids? Where are the kids? At least that's what I remember saying. I don't remember saying anything fucking. Sorry. No, I'm not. I don't remember saying anything that was of harm. I was just of concern to the whereabouts of my siblings. And I couldn't find them. So then I drove away, saw my grandparent and then my mom in a car. And then I'm like, wait, they're the bad guys. Like, my brain was so messed up. I had people thinking, I was thinking that the good guys were the bad guys were the good guys. Like, I thought everyone was against me. Like, I couldn't trust any of my family members. Sorry, it's into 11 minutes, so this is gonna be a long video. It is, and if you're here for it, I appreciate it. They had guns pointed at me when I was in my mom's van. Guns pointed at me. They wanted to shoot me because I had a knife. Someone who clearly does not know how to self-defense has guns pointed at her. But I barricaded myself in there, but you know, they can't get in there because it's locked. But guess what? They got to me because they broke the window. But in the report, if you want to see it, it's right here. And I can tell you for a fact that what they said in here, if this is in the court records, it's not true. I can remember very certain things that happened that day. I also have blocked out a lot of things that happened that day, but there are very certain things that I remember. Deputies located Allison driving a van and attempted to stop her. She refused to stop and was driving over 80 miles per hour. Allison intentionally rammed her vehicle into a deputy's squad car. No, they ran me off the road, actually. I'm sorry, I didn't want this to be a mad video, but I am getting upset because I don't like that this is written in a report and it's not true. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who told this nurse that, but they also put here, she was taken to the ER and then brought to jail. That is not how it went down. The cops arrested me and they did not read me my Miranda rights, okay? I did not get my Miranda rights read to me. And I'm like, am I being arrested? He's like, yep, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Like, that's sorry, that's so not it, but it was not, you have the right to remain silent. It was none of that. No attorney, if you can afford one, nothing was said to like that. So I would not stay in bed at the Bagley ER, and this is in Minnesota. It's a small town in Minnesota, population like I always remember being like 1, 2, 3, 5, but I think it's a little more than that now. I don't know. But at least over 1,000 people in this small town. Everybody knows everybody. So when I post this, I don't know. I don't care anymore. I really don't. And I'm okay. So if you're questioning whether I'm okay or not, First of all, you can fuck off. Second of all, I am okay. So, honestly, I've never been more okay. And I want my story to be known and shared of how I was mistreated in jail. And I want people to know the lies that were said, the things that happened to me that led up to it. Like, what I want you to understand that there was an undiagnosed manic bipolar person running around doing crazy stuff. Clearly there was a mental illness going on, and when I got to the hospital, I had already been restrained before to the hospital, at the same hospital, and that was very traumatizing too, because it hurt so bad. I hurt myself from trying to get out of it so hard. They didn't restrain me this time, even though I kept getting up, even though just getting up is not a rule to unstrain or whatever, it's not a good enough reason to restrain someone just because I keep getting out of bed. Like, you stay in bed. Like, that's what we learn. And anyways, they had a camera on me, but I kept getting up, and eventually I barricaded myself in a room, locked it, and they had a phone in there and a speaker, and I'm like, rape, someone rape. And I was like, rape. Sorry, I said that a lot, but that's what I remember. I went over the intercom and I was like, and they were boom, 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 and then they busted the door open, and I thought they had snipers pointing at me and everything, and then that's when I got arrested. So, like, there was a lot that went down. It wasn't just Allison went to the ER and then went to jail. Yeah. So, I'm also gonna read a little journal entry because I wanted that shout out to my grandma for recommending me to write my thoughts down, because I would not be able to remember it like this to this day about certain little things. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. But this is April 13th. Now we're gonna read this one. April 12th, 2022. I didn't even get a bra or underwear most of the time because I kept taking them off, so I didn't deserve clothes. They had me use a smock that was green and had Velcro straps. Someone told me when I first got in there that I only get one roll of toilet paper, so I should put them into 4 rolled up pieces. Like around your arm, I did that 4 times. And then when I did that, they took those away from me. And then I never got any more toilet paper. Eventually I did, but I'll tell you. They kept taking everything away from me. My mental was not in the right space. I did not deserve to be thrown in jail. They didn't read me my Miranda rights, and I know the Creator has watched everything. I know that I wasn't treated fair, and it truly hurts my soul to know that they got enjoyment out of giving me a rock-hard banana, right? Or how someone wasn't qualified to give me food. When I asked for food, I had to ask in a very specific way for water, and they said I had an obsession with water. Yeah, because I was so thirsty. I didn't even have toilet paper like ever, so I had to use my blanket and my smock and the clothing that I would eventually get. I drank so much of my own water mixed with urine. My lips were so chapped. My skin burned so much. The tops of my feet, to this day on 4/12/22, are still burned, and even my butt. When I had my period, I didn't even get a pad or underwear, and I bled on the mattress, on the walls. I put my period blood on my face because no more stolen. I put sisters here, but MMIP, no more murdered or missing Indigenous people. That's what I was trying to do there. I was trying to send my ancestors home, and they looked at me like I was a scary animal, and I wouldn't hurt a fly unless I thought someone was trying to harm me or my family. And that's what was going on in my brain. My worst fear was coming true. I even slammed my head against the hard concrete wall a lot. I even saw stars for the first time. I didn't even get canteen because I wasn't allowed. I went to the rec like 3 times, brushed my teeth like 3 times. I had to shower in the booking room and be watched, and it was so short. All my showers were short. One time I got out because they wanted to give me a bird bath, but I guess I didn't deserve a shower. By the way, I was naked when I escaped. And then they tased me. I was tased twice. Raise your hand if you've been tased. Raise your hand if you've been tased twice. Weird to be tased, but what a weird thing to be tased twice. I only got like 3 showers and like 3 sponge baths. I don't know why I didn't get showers. I don't know why they gave me sponge baths. I wanted a shower. I think it's because I tried to escape, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, but... So, I also pictured myself as Mother Earth while I was in there. I sang a lot. I said very threatening things. I was very scary. I was mean to the staff. I was mentally ill and undiagnosed Native American in a correctional facility, if that's what you want to call it, but it's also known as jail. The Clearwater County Jail is where I was. I don't think they have a mugshot of me. My friend said that they never posted one, but I don't remember them taking a picture of me, so I don't know. So yeah, when I was in jail, I thought everything that was given to me was poison. The pills, the water, the food, everything. So I starved myself, and I made myself throw up from the food that they give me. And I throw it at the walls and smush it on the floor, and because I'm like, everything's poison. I gotta look through it. I'm so scared. I was manic, bipolar. And then I also think, I don't know when I slept. I can remember the people's faces that were in there. I think it's weird to have a correctional officer follow you on TikTok while you are in jail and in treatment. You get out of there and see that he's following you. When you saw me naked in jail many times. I took my clothes off a lot in jail. Like, I didn't know if you knew that. I wouldn't keep my clothes on. And I can't to this day tell you exactly why. They had to like strip search me and whatnot and whatever. Oh, maybe that's, I don't know. I just never had clothes, man. And when I finally started wearing, I was wearing, oh my gosh, you guys, it was so cold all the time. All the time, and all my clothes were always wet. I was always wearing wet clothes. I got a big mat in my hair that I lost a lot of hair from, and now have bad hair loss to this day. My hair used to be very thick, and it is now very thin. I think it is slowly repairing itself now. I shouldn't have dyed it blonde. Like, I'm so ashamed of myself now that I dyed it blonde. Like, I should just keep my natural, beautiful color hair because that's what I was born with. Whatever. But I think it's fun. It's fun, you know? I'm trying to think. Sorry if there's anything else. I was in there for so long because they were waiting for a bed for me. Right? But I was in jail. A undiagnosed bipolar 1 disorder person in a manic state, psychosis thing. Yeah, let's throw her in a jail cell. I know you didn't know that it was bipolar 1 disorder specifically, but mental illness is a real thing. And not everyone is crazy. And that's still hard for me to accept sometimes. But I do want to say I really, I appreciate the support system that I have now. The support system that I used to know is kind of crumbling down. I have a very, very new perspective on life. And it's made me realize that I don't care anymore. I deserve justice for how I was treated in jail. And there's nothing wrong with me for wanting that. I'm sorry if this made you uncomfortable. But I'm also not sorry though, because it's my story. I just feel bad if I'm like saying something triggering and I didn't warn you. You know, like I drink a lot of my own pee mixed with water, like I said. Like the water bottles I would get, I would fill up the water with toilet bowl water. And I would drink it. I smeared my feces on the wall, my period blood on the wall. I scratched the wall. I carved things. I picked paint. I ate paint. I shoved paint in places. I shoved things in places that shouldn't go places because it was my way of like, it was my manic brain thinking, I don't know what, but it was a manic person brain. I know I'm gonna come and watch this and I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm forgetting this. Oh, I'm forgetting this. Nah, I'm not gonna get into politics just yet, but can't wait for this election, you guys. Is there anything else I have to say? Not everyone was cruel to me in jail. Not every correctional officer. But I was not treated like a human being while I was in there. I was so afraid. I also black and blued my hands and my feet from pounding on the door and kicking the door and the walls and whatever to get out. I was crying to get out. I cried a lot. I cried for days. I genuinely thought that I had died in there. I died in there. Okay, now I hit 30 minutes. I hope you have a good day.